Hello and welcome to the Sandy Ridge Community Garden here on the beautiful grounds of the Doylestown Mennonite Church. I just wanted to post a little tour of the garden for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to get over here yet and check things out. It's a sweltering day here in July. The garden is certainly in need of water, but we have some volunteers coming over shortly, and we're going to be getting things watered and harvested to take on over to the food pantry and distribute among our volunteers. Now you can see here in the front what originally started out as our first crops. There's a lot of cold season crops here, like the cabbages and celery that you see. Also a number of herbs that we got early in the season. Some kale and also some pole beans we have here climbing up their teepee. All along the fence, what you see there are bush beans. They're also a form of green bean. And then what looks like a white sheet here is actually where our Swiss chard and beets are growing. That sheet is called a remay. It's a fabric that helps to keep the bugs off of the newly planted seedlings. And then you can see our tomatoes here, tons and tons of tomatoes. We've had some really wonderful volunteers that have kept up with tying, staking them, also pinching off the side growth. Lots of tasks that need to be done to really bring a good harvest of those tomatoes. Here in the center is our arbor. This is our prayer space and shady retreat created by one of our volunteers. He built this and by hand and installed it. And in front of that are beds of squash, melons, cucumbers, pumpkins, zucchini. What you're looking at here are each 10 by 10 beds so that we can keep these vines as contained as possible. The arbor itself is covered with some climbing plants. You see here we have some cardinal flowers and morning glories growing. And then on the back side, more of those pole green beans. A couple more beds here in the back, some melons and some winter squash. And then the remainder of the garden is planted with peppers, tomatoes, herbs, and in the far back, several beds of potatoes and garlics that are another cool season crop we're looking at harvesting this fall. And finally, here along the base of our rather colorful orange fence, we have some flowers here to brighten up the space. All this material, all these plants that you see here, was generously donated by our volunteers and local businesses, as well as some private individuals. I want to thank you for taking a little tour of our garden and invite you to come visit it yourself. Thanks.